everyone. Welcome to Life Through the Lens. Tonight we have joining us Ms. Laura Balc from Transylvania. Laura Balc is an extremely talented portrait and fashion photographer. And we want to know how she got into photography, what inspired her to start shooting, what draws her to fashion and portrait photography in particular as opposed to the other styles of photography, and also what she has in mind for the future for portrait photography in particular in her homeland. We also have a brand spanking new Perfect Photo Suite 6.1 to give away thanks to our rock star Brian Matias. Yay! Where's the yays? Yay! There we go. Stay tuned, and later in the episode we will tell you how you can have a crack at winning it. My name is Kelli Seeger Kim. I am a photographer that specializes in macro photography. I am one of the co-curators of Macro Monday here on G+ with Jennifer Eden and Kerry Murphy. If you want to find any of my work, you can find it at kelliseegerkim.smugmug.com. Yeah! And you can also find it on my Google Plus profile page. Next up, we have Tana Teel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tana Teel, and I'm a portrait lifestyle photographer in Washington State. We're very excited to have Laura here with us today to talk about some portrait stuff. So, yeah.
Hallelujah. Tamara Pruessner. Hi.
Hi guys, I'm Tamara Pruessner. I'm a photographer in Arizona, and I typically shoot life or nature. Though I am known as a crazy flower lady because of Floral Friday. You can find my work at throughtamseyes.com, but that's kind of outdated. So if you want my latest stuff, it's here on Google+.
Yay. Hello, Mr. Ron Clifford.
Well, hello. How are you doing?
Excellent.
Ron Clifford, and most of my work can be found here on Google+. I'm pleased to announce that I've just completed that whole first round of the G+ mentorship program, and it was a life-changing experience. It was just fantastic. And so we're on to a new chapter. In a couple of weeks, I'll announce the next mentorship program starting up with me anyway. Yeah, I can be found also on ronclifford.com. I also co-host with Jan Kadili on every other Tuesday on the Photoshop Show. So hope to see you there on the other Tuesdays.
All right, on. Laura Balc. Hello.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me first. I'm so excited. Did I say so?
We're so excited.
Okay, I'm Laura Balc. I'm a freelance photographer now. And you can find me almost. You can find me most of my pictures here on Google Plus, and on laurabalc.ro. And I also curate Portrait Tuesday here on Google Plus. And I recently started to do some handmade jewelry, but that's something else.
Super creative. Right on.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Almost necklaces made by zippers.
That's awesome. Yes. That's awesome.
And I forgot to say that I'm from Transylvania.
Yes, from Transylvania.
But now I live in Italy.
You guys.
We are so happy to have you here, Laura. We'll get you in the hot seat in just a minute.
Okay.
Kerry Murphy.
Hey everybody, do what? What?
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Kerry Murphy. I'm a photographer based out of Maryland, and I co-curate Macro Monday and also co-curate Women Wednesday. And you can find my work on kerrymurphyphotography.com, and also my most current work is here on G+, as am I. Or too often, maybe. I'm happy to be here, and I hope you enjoy the show.
I thought we had William Shatner here for a minute. I will be there. Keith Merritt.
Maybe. Maybe.
Hi, Keith Barrett. Keith
Hi,
is
everybody.
recording and streaming this for us.
Hi, I'm Keith Barrett. I'm a photography enthusiast, live streaming on vidcastnetwork.com, and you can find me on Google+, keithplus.me. Will take you right to my profile, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you.
Yes, very much so. Karen Hutton, Ms. Karen Hutton, away from home currently.
Away from home. I've left home, and I am I'm actually at the Google Plus Photographers Conference. And did I say for photographers? Anyway, it's been a really long day. Can I just say that? So anyway, I took a little break in the action to join the show tonight, as I do every other Tuesday night. But usually there's not a show to break from. Anyway, I digress. I'm not from Pennsylvania. Hi, how you doing? I'm Karen Hutton, and I'm here at the. I'm just kidding. You can find me at KarenHutton.com because I do voiceovers. You can find me there. I'm the voice of Stuck on Earth, and also at Life is Light Photography, and I'm happy to be here as well.
That was just awesome.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
It was a little different, a little something special.
Yeah, a little something.
Mix it up.
Yeah, whatever.
That was perfect.
Never boring.
Anna, that's right. Anna Nguyen. Hi, Anna.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna Nguyen. I'm a portrait, and well, I don't know what I am anymore. I just know I'm a photographer. Now I'm forced to do a little bit of everything. So you can find my work at theanna.com or here on Google. I keep trying to get onto Google, but my life has been really busy lately. So hoping the summer will bring more of a break, and you'll see more of my work.
Excellent. We like to see more of your work because it's awesome.
Well, thanks.
Laura. Dun, 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 dun. Laura, I want to, as we always typically tend to do on Life Through the Lens, we kind of take a little journey through the photographer's life. And tonight, I want to start with the present. I would like to, and then we'll maybe go to the past and then to the future and that kind of stuff. But I want to start right now, here, where we are right now. I'm interested particularly what draws you to portrait photography. What it is about that style of photography that that you are so attracted to.
Well, portrait photography. For me, it's something special because it's, I don't know, I usually try to capture the beauty beyond the regular existence and the soul of the person. Just that little piece that is shown when you just hit the shutter speed. And I don't know, this is why I tried, I first started to do portraiture for letting people see what I see, and for trying to capture just one moment of that personality, of soul, or I don't know.
We're with you. We're with you.
Yes.
And I think I had asked you, when I hung out with you once before, when Tana and I had spent some time with you, because you had mentioned how important it was to, like you just said, capture the essence of that person at that exact moment. And so authenticity is really important. And so sometimes when the person would get in front of the camera, they do that, and you're like, oh, yeah, no.
Yes,
and you
yes,
have to work with them, right, to try to get them to loosen up.
Yes,
and
yes, you need to try to make a connection with your subject, your model, and I usually try to make friends first. We go in town for a walk or for a talk or something like that, and I just tell them if they are already my friends.
right.
Just to make that connection that usually when you go to a town studio, you don't have it for just taking a normal picture for something you need to use it for your CV or something like that. and just to have that connection that I can use when I'm going to photograph them, because you can see if a person is stressed or doesn't like to be photographed. You can see it in the pictures, and that is not why what I want to show in my pictures. I want to have a relaxed person,
Right.
that feels well. I want to have a real smile and a genuine person there, not a fake one.
Right.
You mentioned that was a way that you felt you wanted to tell their story, get their story told through your eyes, through the camera. And as a portrait photographer, that's often kind of something that a portrait photographer does that naturally, and a lot of people that want to become a portrait photographer or get into more portrait stuff, that they don't know how to go about making that connection. And so do you have any little tricks that you use a lot? Do you make people laugh, or other than just getting to know them more and getting them to relax, is there anything to break that a little more?
I usually let them do their thing. I ask them what they like to do. I practically involve them in the shoot. I ask them, do you want to do this? Do you think it's going to work? Or this background, or this place that we are in, or do you want to do it in a studio? Usually they don't want to do it in a studio because it's difficult. I don't want to do it in a studio.
Right.
Not very fun.
Yes, I love to use natural light, so that's why I usually don't do them in a studio. And
Now, Laura,
I'm trying to make them relax by making jokes of myself. Usually.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty good.
I usually am very aware of what they are doing with their hands, and I tell them, okay, your first face is perfect, but you need to relax your hands because they are not okay, or something like that. And I usually try to see the perfect moment to hit my shutter, or when they are not aware of me. I'm trying to do that, but it's a bit difficult because everybody is aware of the photo.
Right. Anna, were you going to say something?
I wanted to ask, if you do ever do shoot studio, do you ever try to find like a natural light studio, since that's what you prefer to shoot?
Usually when I do studio, I want to show that it's in the studio. I want that specific light, and I like to play with that light too, because I need to learn more about that. So yes, when I'm in the studio, I usually make it look like I shoot in the studio.
Mm. And what would you say is the biggest difference for you shooting fashion photography as opposed to portrait photography? Because clearly you have a client for both. You're hired to shoot for both.
Yes.
But what is the difference for you?
The difference for me is sometimes fashion is more challenging because you need to present the product and not the person. So you need to talk with who hired you, your client, what do they want to show, and you need to have a real good connection with the model too, because you are there for. All of my shoots were 12 hours or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, because we shot a lot, and so you have to try to make the model comfort, and to tell her what to do if she's not a professional model, because at some times they have a hard time. Okay, another outfit, another. I have to change poses and something like that.
Right.
And it's not such a personal way to present me.
Right.
But it's a challenge for me. I've always wanted to do fashion. I always saw Annie Leibovitz shots.
Annie Leibovitz.
Yeah, I love her because she is usually telling the story, a perfect one.
Yes.
Right.
You said the right name there.
Speaking about that, I was going to ask you about that because in shooting portraiture, you can infuse a lot more of yourself, I think, at least in the beginning, into your work. Whereas if you're shooting fashion, for someone else, you have to shoot someone else's vision.
Yes.
I'm wondering, when you shoot fashion, do you shoot fashion just for yourself? You've developed a vision, you want to see it through, so you find a model and you see that vision through. Does that happen as well?
Yes, I did do a shooting for a collaboration with a fashion site, and well, they asked me if I want to do a shoot with them, and I say, okay, do you have a concept or I have to bring mine? And they told me I have a free hand. I don't know if you can tell. You can tell that.
Yeah.
Okay. And practically, I choose with their help my models, and they find the location, the makeup artist, and no, I was the makeup artist actually.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yes, I sometimes do that too.
The reason I ask is because I guess the more you do, I think of artists like Jaime Abera, who really infuses himself into his work, but he's doing his work a lot for himself, not so much commissioned. But I think he's really developed a language that's very desirable. And I'm just wondering if that's a direction you feel that you're moving yourself with your own work.
Yes, I'm trying to do fashion photography for me to find my style, to find my way on fashion photography. Because if you do a commission for a client, it's like you said, the client has vision, and you just have to do your best to provide that vision for him. So yes, I try to do a lot of fashion photography for me too.
Yeah. Well, I would think establishing a portfolio also, as a fashion photographer, doing it the way you do it will bring clients to you that are looking for your
because
style.
The clients, they have to see that you are capable to give them what they want. So you need to just take your friends and do some fashion shoots, and just to have something to show to your clients. I did this and I did this, but I could do some other things if you need me to. Because in my country it's like this. If they don't see, I think it's everywhere actually. If they don't see you are capable of doing what they want, they usually go find someone else.
Right.
Right.
Do you have a preference for fashion or portrait, or do you prefer both of them for different reasons?
I prefer photography.
Period.
I do landscapes too, and I do street photography. I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do black and white photography now. I hope I will succeed because I love it. I grew up with black and white photography, and macro is one of the things I want to do, but I need a lens first. So,
so that brings me to a question that well, Chris Bagley was kind of asking a little bit about this, but for those photographers that do, let's say, landscape or well, anything other than portrait or fashion, what would you say would be a good piece of advice for them if they're starting out as a portrait photographer? What would be something a landscape photographer may not even think of when he or she starts as a portrait photographer. They want to, you know, embark upon that style.
Yes. Well, first they need to try to take pictures of their friends, of their family, because it's easier. You know the person, and you can tell them, okay, now I want you to make a goofy face, and I want you to stay like that and that side, and try to see if I can make something. You as I told you, you need to have a connection with the person. If not, they will be like, and you will get just a picture, not a photo,
Yeah, a little
picture.
snapshot.
Oh, horrible. Yes.
That they don't want you to share with anybody.
Right.
Yes, I started like this. I had a lot of ideas in my head, and I didn't had at that time someone that I could stress with my ideas, and I started photographing me. But at some point it got difficult, because to be a model and a photographer is not an easy way.
Right, right.
You have to think focus and refocus and all of that stuff. And at some point I just asked my friend, can we do something? Do you like me to photograph you or something? Let's see what we will come up with. And at first I was afraid, because I've seen all these great portraits around the internet, and I was, okay, when I will go into that. And because do you remember the Afghan girl made by Steve?
Yeah. National
Everybody
Geographic.
remembers
Yes,
Yeah.
with the eyes.
When I saw the first time when I saw that picture, oh my God, those eyes! I want to be able to do that one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yes, you just need to connect with the person, to let them be themselves, and to feel free to do whatever they want. Maybe you will get the right photo just at the end of your session, but you will get it if you want to, and if you exercise a lot, you will.
Yeah, lots of practice.
I have a question. Does anyone else in your family, is anyone else a photographer?
Yes, my father was.
Really?
Yes, he was a very passionate amateur photographer. I have a lot of photos from him as a memory, and I have all his negatives back home.
Wow.
Yeah, I plan to do something with them one day. I don't know now what, but I will do something with them, because it's a great memory for me.
You you mentioned something about him having a dark room at the house.
Yes. I don't have any big memories or many memories with my father. But one of them is the day that he let me in with him in his dark room. It was such a magical moment, because I didn't know what he was doing there. Well, I knew that he was doing photo, but you know the process. And as I was standing there and watching him, and I saw just a piece of white paper becoming a photograph, I was like, whoa. And I think that was the yes, and I think that was the time that I connected most with my father.
Yeah.
And that photography somehow entered my soul. I don't know.
Oh, I love that.
Awesome. That's when the inspiration starts. Like, it's almost like the inspiration of the photography in your soul came up and out, just like the picture on that paper. You know.
Right.
That's an awesome feeling.
Right. That's deep, man.
So my question is, when did you know from that moment on that you're going to do this for a living and this is your dream?
somewhere around 16 years old, I somehow tried to reconnect with my father. I had his camera. It was a Zorki. And I said, okay, I need to do this. I feel I need to do this. I don't know. I just bought myself some film rolls, and I was at my grandmother's place. It was the summer vacation, and I just started to shoot. But at that moment, I realized I don't know anything whatsoever about photography. What are those numbers and buttons?
Been there.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have a
What do I
memory of
do with
that.
them?
Right.
Total panic.
Yes, and I said, okay, let's take a notebook and write everything down. So when you will see the photos developed, you will see this photo was made with this and this and this. Okay.
That's
I didn't know what shutter speed and aperture is, anything.
Wow.
And I tried to find some books in the library, but I didn't find anything, or in the bookstores. And I gave up because for me the film rolls at that time were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And I understood that I need to have some basic knowledge of photography. If not, I'm not going to do anything.
Right, right.
So I put the camera in a safe place, but I didn't give up my dream.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew that I have to do this because everywhere I saw a camera, I was fascinated with it. Or if I saw bad pictures, yeah, bad.
you knew it didn't look good.
Yeah, I was thinking, why didn't he tried another composition? I didn't know about composition, but I had this feeling that something is wrong.
Right, right. Doesn't look good.
Yes.
Wow.
So yes, this is what I started, and my father is the one who inspired me a lot. Actually, he was the artist of the family, and I'm the one who follows him.
Well, Laura, you don't just take pictures. You're a bit of a writer too, I can tell. I was looking on your About page, and if you give me permission, I wouldn't mind reading a sentence or two off of your About page to help people see a little bit more of who you are, because this is just fantastic. Yeah, anybody,
Yes,
go to Laura's
Yes.
website's About page, but I'm just going to read this. It just really resonates with me, and I'm sure with everyone in the room. It says, sometimes I have the soul of a foolish person. I hate my flaws. I love my qualities, and I regret my mistakes. But I have learned to live with them. Sometimes I sleep too much. I go to bed too late. I dream with my eyes wide open, and I still live. I don't regret what life has wakened me in. Sorry, I don't regret what life has wakened in me one day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just call me a tuning fork, because I was resonating with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was very, I didn't read your About page.
Very
Thank you
thought-provoking.
for that,
That was
because
very moving.
It is.
that was a challenge.
Get out the tissues, guys. There's astro dust all over.
I think for creative people, we often have more than one outlet. For us in this room, photography is certainly a strong part of that, but I know many of us in the room, well, many of you, not so much for me, but many of you also write and use other gifts as well, painting and art, and I just thought that I would share a little bit of that, because clearly you also like to share what's in your soul in your writing. So thank you.
Absolutely.
I know you're talking about Ron. I don't have any talents. I just do photography.
Oh, please.
No, you have. Everybody has a talent.
Right.
You know, it was funny
Be
because
patient and find it out. Come on, you have a talent. I know you.
I might have to find it, but for a long time I thought I didn't have any like solid talents. Like I couldn't sing, dance, or draw.
Right.
And then I found photography, and I was like, I can do this. I can do this. It's amazing.
In your face, future. Yeah. No, it's really good. I'm sorry, Anna. Were you going to say something?
Oh no, go ahead.
No. Here I go. Sorry. Laura, you mentioned, your dad did pass away, and you mentioned he used to take a lot of pictures of you. And what happened after then? As far as after he was gone, were there many pictures of you then?
Sorry, I didn't understand. What
Once
happened?
your dad passed away, once your dad died, were there many pictures of Laura Balc taken as she was growing up after that point?
No, no, because my mother didn't know how to use the camera. We were child, me and my sister, and so I don't know how to say it. I have a middle
Big
life
huge block of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
without pictures. So I don't know how I looked at 14 years old or something like that. And that is why, maybe that's why you asked me. Now I started a project when I want to reinvent the family portraits. Just I know you in USA have this tradition to maybe take one or two photos of your family every year.
Yeah.
It's
We
like a
don't have
professional or somewhere, right? Not
Yes,
just at home.
we don't have that. And now people, all the people around me have cameras, phone cameras, and they do pictures a lot of their children and so on. But no one has a picture they can put on their wall to say, this is my grandmother, this is my grandfather, this is my mom, or something like that, to simply record your life. This is my father when he had he had his first white hair or something like that. I don't know. Just to have that. This is me when I finished high school. You usually have those pictures, but you don't have the picture with all of your family members in it.
Right.
So one of these days, one of my friends told me, I have tons of pictures with my baby, but on my phone.
Yeah.
And now she is 2 years old, and I realized I don't have a good picture, one that I could show it to her.
Right, not
And
an
I do have
archival
those
quality.
pictures, yes, because of my father, because he was a photographer. It's so nice to see them. Even now, when I got back home, I was there with my mom, watching them, laughing and thinking that it's a great memory to have a piece of paper when you can see your family in.
Yeah.
And you can see your lost family. That's more important.
That's not a thing that Romanians, typically do. They don't do that type of thing.
And I'm trying to do that. I hope I will succeed, because it's a bit difficult to
So,
make.
Laura,
Yes.
do you now take a lot more? You mentioned you had a sister earlier. Do you take a lot more of her now? And does she have a family that you also take pictures of for her?
Yes, she does. She has two incredibly beautiful children, but she is in Scotland.
That's not fun.
That was the reason I went home 2 weeks ago to see my what?
Your nieces or nephews?
Yes,
your
nephew.
sister's children?
My nephew, not my grand, because I'm not a
Right.
granny.
I was going to say, wow. There you go.
Well,
You're doing great.
Yes,
That's the best.
I'm trying. So see my nephew, because they had his birthday, so I took a lot of pictures of them.
This is going to be a really lame segue, so just stay with me here. But how about you show us some of your work?
Well, she could show us some of the kids'
Well,
work.
I think
There
we
you go.
didn't plan that, Tamara. So
Yes, I didn't plan that.
Kid pictures.
Anyway, your other album that I'm sure you have ready to go, we would love to see some of your work. So if you don't mind screen sharing.
Sure, just a second, so I can find my way here. Okay.
I always hold my breath when someone screen shares.
I know, it's always nerve-wracking.
Right. You might lose them.
Is it gonna work?
No, sometimes they drop out. So as long as you share your desktop, you should be okay.
Yeah.
We practiced. You did good.
Yeah.
Okay, share screen. Do you see something?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Don't
Okay.
forget to go to the bottom and click Share Selected Window.
Share selected window, yes. If I can. Doesn't let me. Why? Come on. Maybe I did click too many times. Let me see again. Come on.
This is a test?
Okay.
Hey,
Hit cancel and try again.
Uh-oh, are we frozen? While she's doing this, maybe, do you think we should talk about the On One giveaway while she's doing this?
Yes, we should.
Hey.
Why, yeah.
Right.
Should be a fabulous idea.
Hannah! So what do these fabulous people have to do in order to get a crack at winning one of those?
We have a question that we're going to ask at the end of the show that they will then go to Ms. We did decide on Tamara's screen, yes? No, we decided on the Life Through the Lens page.
Yes.
Because we like to mix it up.
How about that? Yeah.
Like to keep you jumping.
We like to keep all of our viewers on their toes.
On their
Yes.
tippy toes.
Yes.
So yes, we will ask this question at the end of the show, and you will go and write your answer in the Life Through the Lens page. We will even post a link. When the video is posted in our streams, we'll give further, the instruction of where to go. So if you didn't write that down, don't worry, it'll be written down. And then go answer it, and Brian Matias will help us judge the best answer, and they will win a Perfect Photo Suite 6.1.
Oh, yeah, baby. Laura! Awesome! Tell us about these shots. Yes.
I saw you guys share exactly this photo.
I did.
Oh, we did one.
I love that.
I just went right to that one when I looked.
Right?
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
all lighting, the composition, yeah.
Just her demeanor alone is amazing.
Sorry, you can talk, Laura.
Sorry.
no problem. It's a very personal session, this one for me, because I had this amazing light in my living room every day, summertime.
Right.
And I just knew I needed to do something with that light. So I called Denisa and I asked her, will you pose for me, please?
Yeah.
And she said yes. And I just told her just to put some makeup that she feels comfortable with. I've told her to make those curls because I've seen her with those curls. And she looked good. And we just...
She looked good, right? Good is like the understatement of the year.
Oh my gosh, her eyes.
Yeah,
That's
she
incredible.
has some pretty amazing eyes. And we just stood there and just took some pictures. She was on the bed.
Can I ask, what color are her eyes? Obviously not black and white. Obviously not, but what color are they?
They're brown.
Wow.
But I
Beautiful.
didn't do anything to them, just to make them look more...
Sparkly.
yes. No, I didn't
It
do
was
anything
just the
because...
light.
yes, it was the light, because at that time I didn't know so much Photoshop like I do now. So, and I don't know, it was a magic moment when I I saw her in that light, I said, oh my God.
That's great. You just know.
She was such a this is a color one.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Amazing.
Holy cow.
This was the actual light, you can see, but after that I made them all black and white because
I like
the black and white ones told me more than the color ones.
Yeah.
I usually can't decide. Sorry.
Okay. I was just going to say I had a question from the chat room, and that was they wanted to know how much post-processing you do.
Not much. Usually not much because I want my portrait to be real. But I usually work the eyes a little bit just to make the center, to make them the center of the attention. Just take out some flaws and that's it. Maybe take something that it's bothering the picture from the background. But usually now I tend to see all these details and make them perfect when I'm shooting.
I like that. I like hearing that.
Yeah, it's a good policy to get it right in there.
It is.
Right.
It really saves workload.
Well, it's nice to hear that, you know, you want to keep it authentic and not over process.
Keep it real.
Yeah,
baby.
Yes. So as you see, I couldn't decide just one picture.
That's
so.
Oh my goodness, I don't see how you could have either.
No.
This one, I think this one's my favorite though.
Yeah.
I love them all, but this one, her eyes are just like, they just reach out and say, look at me.
But it's not just classic
it's not just the eyes, it's the lips.
Clearly, Vanessa is very uncomfortable working with you. You can tell.
No, she's not. She always asks me, okay, when do we do the next one? I think I have the most shots with her. The most.
I think she's your muse.
I use her the most, actually. Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Girl. Anything else? Got any more? Can you
Yes.
Give us pictures. Give us pictures.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, we're so easy to please. This is stinky.
Yay, more pictures!
Wow, that looks like Susan Sarandon way back when.
Really?
That's wild.
Yes, that
totally reminds me of like.
Okay,
yeah,
I will.
cool. That's
okay,
awesome.
I will show you this then. Again, Denisa. So this was a fashion shoot done for me, for my portfolio practically. And it was a great team involved in this one because I wanted everything to be perfect. I've talked with somebody in the city for the clothes, and I asked a friend to help me with the styling. We used someone to do her hair, another friend of ours. I wanted to have that retro feeling with those curls. And she brought these amazing glasses from her mother's shop. She's an optician. How do you say that?
Oh, optician. Right. Or optometrist. Yeah,
Optometrist.
So eye doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a friend that helped me with the light. We used artificial light here, and another friend, all of these friends of mine, that helped me with the location, which was his amazing apartment, practically. So here we are.
Now you have mentioned friends a lot. I guess they've been pretty instrumental in helping you grow as a photographer.
Yes, they
People
did.
coming and pitching in and helping out.
Beautiful.
Especially when they look that good.
Yeah, it's fun to take pictures when they look that good.
All my friends look like that.
know, right?
Right.
She is amazing. Even she looks like this.
I love her hair. I love that hair.
In real life, she looks like this. Nothing is changed. She's just.
Right. That's just how she looks.
She's fantastic.
Yes.
Be more protective people.
and I love to work with her because she practically knows me, and even if I just made a gesture with my hand, I just I don't know. I don't need to tell her just make your chin
Right.
Forward and down or something like that, or move your hand. She knows.
Are these all natural light? Do you use natural light for all of these?
No, these were made with flashes.
Wow.
But I didn't have the natural light because it was after 6.
Yeah.
And it was already dark because it was in winter. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, your friend, does she model for a living, or she just does it for a favor?
No, she models just for me.
Wow.
No, she's not a model for a living. But she's great because
oh my gosh.
God, I love those glasses.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want a pair now.
Wow.
Well, and I think that goes back to the whole
That's
connection.
excellent.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Yeah,
connection.
the connection, right?
When you don't
You
have
have
to
that
speak and they move and do and just do what you want. That's a solid connection, and that takes that closeness to build. The friendships like that are fantastic, like that.
Yes.
I
Well,
love
there's a fine line between portraiture and fashion or glamour. It looks like you're really riding the edge of what would be considered fashion and portraiture, because clearly her character is just flying out of her. Like you're capturing her as well as producing beautiful fashion statements.
I wanted to mix in this session those two genres, the portrait photography and the fashion photography, because I cannot take just fashion photography. I always ask everyone every time I do a fashion, stay there, I want to take a close-up because their faces are amazing, or their connection with me or with the camera. It's something I just need to record, even if the client doesn't use it. If I have the permission to use it, I will use it. If not, I would just take it for me, for my soul.
Yes, yes.
Right.
I think that's very wise.
Well, you just about sold those glasses to Tam with those shots.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Like, I've
she was
got
ready to go buy them.
my little glasses right here, and I'm like, yeah, I want some of those other ones.
Yeah.
The eyes. I'd like the eyes.
I'd like the lips and the face.
And I'm like looking how she's doing her makeup, and I'm like,
You know, Laura, you and I, like, every time you speak about how you shoot, I sit there, I'm like, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. You know, I work in a commercial environment that, you know, requires me to shoot faraway fashion and shoot fashion, and I'm so obsessed with people's faces. I love people's faces. And I was wondering if the reason why you love their faces so much is because you feel like you can tell a story just through their eyes and their emotions.
Yes, before I did photography, I draw and portrait, and usually with the eyes was the first thing I draw were the eyes, because if the eyes didn't came out right for me, because I was practicing practically, I didn't finish the drawing, because for me the eyes is like the I know that everybody knows this. For me it's like this. If I can connect with the eyes of the person, I will shoot them and make a portrait of them and make friends with them, if that's possible. But if I can connect with the eyes of the person, I don't know, that person for me doesn't have a face. in my vision, I don't know. It's something magical for me to connect with the eyes of the person. So I think you can see that in my picture, because some of these days someone left a comment on my picture and told me, every one of your model has incredible eyes.
Yes.
And it's practically not a criteria for which I choose my clients. My clients are my clients, but for which I choose my model for my portfolio, for my soul. Let's say that.
Yes.
Chris has
That's
asked a
such an
question from the
excellent
chat room. He wanted to know, have you ever actually stopped to shoot because you just weren't connecting with somebody or it just wasn't working? Or have you persevered and pushed through and did the best you could?
So, as I've told you, for me, photography, portrait photography was a challenge because I didn't know if I can connect with someone on that level that I wanted to show the world my portraiture. So, I tried to take pictures of my friends and my family, and I try to see how will I make them feel comfortable with me, because that's always an issue. And after I saw that you just need to let the person be, you don't need to stress them, or you don't need to tell them, okay, my shutter speed is not working, or my light is not okay, because when they hear you say something is not okay, they stress.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to smile at them, and usually when you smile at one person, that person will smile back at you, and that's something you need to do every day.
Yeah, I think you need to project what you want to get back, and that's, I mean, I do shoot weddings, and I find that that's really true. I love to be around people and interact, and I find that you get back what you project. So if you project stress, you get back stress.
Funny, it sounds like life.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Wow.
That sounds like life. And
Another nice to the lens moment.
yes, so I wanted to tell you all that I would love this show to be in my language, because English is not my language, and I want to tell you so much, but I can't find my words.
Oh, I think you have found your words.
Yes.
You did very well. Yes.
I feel I can tell you more about this, but yeah,
we feel very happy.
Telling us and what your pictures are telling us, I think you've spoke a lot.
Yes, I hope so.
You did.
So this is Sarah, a friend I've made here in Italy. She needed some portraiture photo for and some swimsuits photo for a pageant, a Miss Bicycle pageant that she was in, and I said, okay, let's see what we came up with. You can see here just the portrait one, because the bikini one I didn't post them.
Yeah.
And we took this session at her home with natural light. Wow. And she was the first time that she practically had her picture taken by a woman.
Oh, by a woman.
Wow. Oh, that's got to be, I'm sure, I mean, just instant at ease.
Yes, and she was a bit stressed at first, but I told her I didn't speak Italian very well, because I didn't exercise my Italian when I met her. And I said, don't stress, just do what you feel like to do. I will just give you some advice if I need and you need to do something else. And just let me do my thing and you do your thing, whatever that is, and we will see what will come up. Yeah. And after I did her makeup here. I wanted to have that red on her lips because she has a gorgeous mouth.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have her eyes as natural as possible, because I wanted her eyes to tell me something. So, and we came up with this shot.
Yeah. That is gorgeous.
And she's a ballerina too.
Wow.
Of course. All her friends are awesomely gorgeous,
Yeah.
and they're ballerinas, and her other friends are lighting experts and have really cool
Dancers and
apartments.
makeup artists.
Now, Laura, do you ever show your models or the people you're photographing the back of your camera, like what
Yes.
you're doing?
Yes, always, because that makes them understand better what do you want from them, or what how the picture came out, and they become more confident.
Yes, I agree completely.
Yes. Yeah.
And I usually do that a lot when I want them to see the difference before and after a shot that I took. I just go to them and, okay, let me show you what I want. You did this, and I want you to do more of this. And it's more simpler to do that with your models.
There was a question in the chat, which was, have you ever stopped a shoot because you had no connection, or did you just get it going on?
No, I usually don't stop a shoot, but I usually stop a pose, or I can change my place, my background, or something like that if I understand that it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually do that. At first I didn't do that. I tried to fix it, but now I understood that the time is pressure. The model will not go anywhere positive. I will not get positive, so I usually change. I will say, okay, this is not okay, let's change it.
Yeah.
So we will change the position, or we will change the place we took. We take picture. These pictures here, I just saw this shadow that the window is making on her stairwells, and I said, okay, we need to do another one because we finished the session. And she said, okay, let's do it. So we came out with this shot because I loved how the light and the lines of the shadow came out. And this is the first one I processed, I think, yes, because it told me so much more than the other one. And as I will tell you, yes, she's a ballerina, so I had this idea to make a session with ballerina everywhere, and it was winter, so we did this. And I just talked to her on Facebook, and I told her, okay, let's have a shoot. And she told me, okay, I'm in. In the snow, she said, okay, I'm in. And I was thinking to, maybe if you want to put your ballerina outfit, she said, okay, we can do that. So, are you sure? Because it's cold outside. She said, I'm okay.
Wow. You know what? I have to say that your ballerina shots are some of my most favorite ones. Like the one underneath the cherry tree, and now these. Yeah.
That one's gorgeous.
They always make me wish that I could have been a dancer.
Right?
Because that's what it looked like.
I know. Like that. I love them. I just love them.
Thank you very much. I think I did this session because I wanted to be a ballerina myself when I was a child. They have such a grace that
yes.
I don't know. You don't see that.
No, it's just natural poise.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And this one is my favorite.
I love that one. Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
The mirror was so heavy, but she said, okay, let's do this, because I had this picture in my head for so long, a ballerina with a mirror in her hands.
Wow.
You know, I would
Did you know that it was going to be this location? Oh,
yes.
sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
I wanted a tree practically. I knew that she had this wide space in front of her home with lots of trees, and I knew the snow was new, and I didn't have any footsteps marks on the snow. I wanted everything to be just perfect.
Well, you sure got that.
Yeah, you succeeded.
Yes, definitely.
I usually have so much ideas about every detail in my head, with some shoots that I want to do for myself. This was one of them, and after that I decided I thought it would be great to do a ballerina every season, a session with winter, spring, summer.
Oh, how fun!
Yes, but now that I'm going home, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this project. I have to find a ballerina home. I have to make friends with the ballerina.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
And, yeah, holy cow.
Okay.
Wow.
Excellent.
Crazy good stuff, Laura. Crazy.
I'm glad you like it. I was
Yeah,
nervous.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
fantastic.
which one you want to see now?
That is like way too hard to pick.
Does it matter? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I know.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the ones where the shadows are rainbow colored.
Okay.
I see those and I'm like, what is going on over there? That looks so interesting.
Yes, this is a session I made for practically my first client, my first fashion session. And at the end of the session, she had some nightgowns, and I decided that we need to do something special with them. And I've asked the makeup artist to make this particular makeup because I wanted her eyes to pop.
Gorgeous.
We changed the background because the background first was black, as you can see here.
Right.
And because I wanted her shadow, I had this rainbow shadow in my head. So I told my friend that it's again my friend. I'm so lucky. I have a lot of
Very lucky fancy gowns. Yeah.
and I have to thank them all because they are great, and they make my life so meaningful and full of love and life and everything. So yeah, she was my friend, and I told her, okay, let's do this because I have these things, these fashion poses in my head. Let's see what we came with. And she said, okay, let's do it. She trusted me. So this is what we did. I just made just one shot with every outfit.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Oh, very good.
That's so great.
Yes. So this is my first fashion session practically.
Wow.
And I've been paid to do it, so yeah.
Holy cow.
It was great because I could put myself in it practically with these shots.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you now my all-time favorite session with my best friend Christina. She's a writer, a good one. And I think you will hear more about her soon because she is writing now theater plays. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
So this was a session that was not prepared. Actually, we were going to shoot a job.
Oh!
Wow.
Would it be a teaser?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for...
Stay tuned. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. She'll be right back.
This is just so interesting, this whole business of being inspired to take photos and and her whole talking about how she wants to. Didn't she say she wanted to reinstate taking family photos?
Yes.
Yes, she wants to reinvent it over there.
And she's in Romania or she's in London?
She moved. Italy. She moved.
Italy.
She's from Romania, and
Right.
she moved to Italy, and she had the intentions of this fall of starting school, like university, but for photography. And she figured it'd be close to, Milan and fashion and all that kind of stuff. So she moved there ahead of time to kind of set down her roots and get
Right.
comfortable with living there. But what's happened is her idea for portrait photography, along with the fact that people from back home are now saying, oh, Laura, we would love you to take pictures of this. Laura, could you do this? Da-da. So now people are actually calling her back to Romania and have, all sorts of wonderful, things that they'd love her to do. And so it's so now she's taking a year off of school and is going to go back and do that for a bit and see what she can get going.
Cool.
I was talking for you while you were gone.
I'm back. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't hear any sound, and I said, "Oh, guys, are you there?" No.
You weren't there. We lost you.
Okay, so
So we've got just a few minutes left, and we'd really probably, I think I'm speaking for all of us, we'd love to see that last session you were showing us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were going to a job that I needed to take pictures of a golf competition, and I just on our way there I just saw this amazing grain fields. There were a lot of them, and I told Christina, I don't know if I told her or I just thought in my head, we need to take some picture in these fields. And when we came back, we had the sunset, and the light was perfect. And I said, okay, let's do this. We just stopped the car. We just picked a field that was big enough for us because I wanted all the background to be green. I didn't want any distractions, and I just started to photograph her, and she felt so happy, and she told me after that those moments in that field were the most free and happy moments of her life.
Oh, wow.
And that just made me so proud of, and so made me feel so good that I could give her that. That moment was with me.
Right.
And
you gave
her.
her permission.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Green
You
field.
can see here she's really enjoying that field.
We don't see it because you need to share your screen again.
Ah, you don't see it.
I see you. Good thing you weren't picking your nose or anything, huh? We see you.
Okay, just a sec. What did you tell me? You didn't tell me. Sorry. I forgot.
That could have been awkward.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are on.
Yes.
Okay, great. Just a second. I'm getting good at this.
Yeah, you are.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
And now combine that with your story. And
Exactly.
Wow.
You can see it.
Once again, we can tell she just completely doesn't trust you at all.
No, she does. No, she doesn't.
Wow.
I don't want to have pictures with you. You're not my favorite. No.
Wow. To be able to capture that, I mean, even experienced photographers, these people who've been doing it for years and years, just would die to capture that moment, that
Yes,
The
yes.
graph is incredible. Yeah,
the
that's
moment.
beautiful.
Yes.
And this is me.
Excellent. Very good.
Need to
She
get
wanted
some
to take some pictures with me to have me
Right.
there as
Sure.
a memory, and I so she knows a bit of photography. Of course, she's my best friend. I taught her something.
Wow.
Here she was just jumping around, feeling great and awesome, as you can see.
The lighting, just the quality.
Yes,
Just everything about this.
it was the sunset, and I just told her,
Wow.
We have to take this picture before the sun goes away.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And after that, we found this yellow flowers field. It was a bit difficult because the flower was a bit odd, a bit difficult to go in there. But we did some shots here too. Here she's talking with the sun.
Of course, everyone talks with the sun.
Yes,
especially when
Oh, that's fantastic.
I love that.
And it's really special because you know her, and you know that those moments that you capture, her being her, is so special.
Yeah,
They mean the world to her.
Yeah, and it just totally kind of tells us all why you do it, why you do this. It's a perfect example. You said it in words, but this is just perfect.
Yes.
Yes, this session was a pretty awesome session for me and for my look here. She was happy.
That's happy.
I'm so happy.
Aww.
You guys, we have a guest appearance.
Hi.
Hi.
Little Jeremy Coward.
Hi, Kerry.
How's it going, everybody?
Very good.
Thank you, Karen.
He's going to be a famous speaker here in a little while, so he's preparing. I didn't want to bug him, but he said he'd say hi.
Hello.
Thank you for stopping by.
Good to see everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there you
Sorry for
go.
that brief interruption, but they wanted to see me die, and I did.
And the lay down.
Over again.
You're gone.
She died. She's now resurrected, and
Oh,
if Jeremy
Laura's
comes back
friends.
over, she will die for real.
Hey, you know what? It could have been worse, because when I first met Joe McNally, I went up to him and was like, "Can I touch you?"
You didn't say that.
I think if he watches this again, he's gonna be like that crazy Asian chick.
Well, who doesn't say that, really?
No,
He's like, I will remember. I know her name and her Google Plus ID. I will restraining order her.
Restraining order her. Laura, I can't even tell you how awesome it's been having you here tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Laura. What time is it there?
Wait, I've got one more question. Hang on. One more question from the audience.
But I want to hear what time it is.
Oh.
It's 4:50.
4:50 in the morning?
4:15.
4:15?
Yeah.
Wow.
You are dedicated.
You
are.
Thank you.
Love overseas
Thank
trips.
you very much for having me. It's awesome to be with you all here. I'm pretty excited.
Thank you for sharing so much of
Yes.
yourself with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tamara, what was the other question?
The last question for the night. Was that just sunlight, or were there strobes being used as well
No.
when you did the session in the grass?
No stroke.
Little
Just
session in the grass.
No.
I'm
I just grabbed my camera with my 50 mil on it, and I just I just took the photos of what I had in front of me and with the sunlight. I didn't use strobes because I didn't have strobes with me. I just had my camera and my lenses, and that's it. My flash, no, because it was a bright day and I needed to shoot a golf tournament, not a studio session, so no.
Wow.
Well, your
Fantastic.
words and your photographs are very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
So we thank you very much for sharing your soul.
Yes,
My
thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
I'm not used to talk so much about me. So I made an effort.
You did fabulously.
I
Fabulously.
usually let my work talk for me.
And
It
that it
speaks
does also.
very well.
Yes, it does.
So as a way of a final little moment here in the show is our giveaway, our On One Photo Suite 6.1. We're up to 6.1 now. So here's how it's going to work. What's going to happen is we're going to upload this video onto the Life Through the Lens page. That'll probably happen, what, tomorrow, Tamara, would you say?
Yes,
Yeah. How about tomorrow?
This is my first time. Be easy with me.
Be easy with me, honey. Good luck. So what you have to do is you have to watch for that thing to be posted. We will share it. We will all share it in our stream. And the question to be answered is, now you all met Jeremy Coward a moment ago. However, we had 2 cameos in the course of the show before that.
Yes, we did.
We did, indeed. And so the first person to guess who those 2 people are and write them in the stream on the Life Through the Lens page tomorrow after we post that it's live there, wins the suite.
And we're going to give you no mo hints either.
We what? There were 2. And we will repost. We'll repost the question, so you don't have to worry about, what did they ask? Because I know you will. I know you'll be worried about that, but we will repost. And that's how that's going to work.
We will all share it, too.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so go to the Life Through the Lens page and hit the follow button so that it comes in your stream.
Excellent. Okay, guys.
So 2 things. Number 1, tomorrow there are several of us going on the G Plus conference shows.
Yes.
You guys need to tune in. I think Kerry and Kelly, aren't you guys first?
Yeah.
And then Tana's in the afternoon.
No, I'm in the morning with Optimizing Images with RC Concepcion.
Oh,
Nice.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting. And then I'm surprised, and I get to close the whole thing. Yay!
Watch out. She's bringing the house down.
Look out. They can't kick me off, so it's going to be lots of fun. And then our next show, who's our next guest?
Calibra Kelby. Yes, the one and only iPhoneographer, pilot, wonderful G Plus person.
Ooh.
And somehow happens to put up with Scott Kelby every night.
He does. We know now, we all know now why he's so successful.
Behind every successful man is a woman who's telling him how to do it.
That's
a little
right.
bit of estrogen behind there.
That's right.
2 weeks from tonight.
Yay.
Yes.
And tuning in to, do you guys have the website for where they can see you live tomorrow?
That would be good to have.
It's in a stream. It's in the Google Plus conference stream. You can follow that page on G Plus as well.
Yeah,
and they basically, it pops up, and then you can hit watch the stream.
Fantastic.
I believe the times are, they turned them around a little bit. I think the first one is from, Kelly, when do you guys start? 10 Pacific time?
12.
No.
12. No?
12 Pacific time?
What
Pacific
time
time.
do you go on?
12 Pacific
12
time.
Pacific time?
Oh.
What?
Okay.
We go on 12 Pacific time.
We are 12.
Are you sure?
Guys.
I thought it was 12.
100% positive it is 12.
Okay, they're going to miss their hangout.
Yeah. Well, I think Optimizing is on from 11:15 to 12:30. I know that they have changed some times and schedules and rearranging tomorrow especially, so you might want to just go to that Google Plus page and follow it so you can keep track of when they air. And they have a schedule too on their website, on the G Plus conference website.
Yes, and then the closing ceremonies are at 7:45 Pacific time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think, 7:45.
And the website is gpluspc.com.
And there you have it.
Excellent.
Yay! Yay!
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks again, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Very much.
Thank you.
Now go get some sleep.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't sleep, remember?
Yes, you never
That's why she looks so beautiful.
I want to say that I'm so glad that you are all okay. My vampire friend didn't visit you.
Yes.
That's very funny.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye. Good night, Laura.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.